Hello everyone, this is Daniel Lee. I'm here with another Innistrad Dark Ascension draft. And this pack is pretty good, but I've got the best card in the pack highlighted already. It's Lingering Souls. This card is, like, probably the best card in the set. And yeah, Heaven Gold Runebinder is a nice one, but, it is nothing close to Lingering Souls. And it sucks that I'm passing a couple good white cards, but I think the next person will probably take the Runebinder, so... and maybe even assume that I took a Lingering Souls, actually. So here the pick is going to be, it's either Gather the Townsfolk or Wake Dancer, and honestly, I see Lingering Souls as being equally committal to black as it is to white, because honestly, like, despite that it's a white card to play it the first time, the flashback is actually cheaper, and white-black is by far the best deck that this goes in, so I think I'm going to take a Wake Dancer. I really like this card, and... It does cut black pretty well, and ideally I'd like to be white-black. So the other choice would be maybe like Gather the Townsfolk, but Wake Dancer does a similar thing, and I think it does it better. So, and I do want to be black anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and snap this up. Followed by a pack that has not much. I think the pick is either going to be a Undying Evil or a Harrowing Journey, and I'm pretty sure it's just Undying Evil. It doesn't go well with Lingering Souls, but it actually goes very well with Wake Dancer, because if the Wake Dancer dies, you chump block or they block it or something, you Undying Evil it, and it comes back and it makes a guy because it triggered its own Morbid, which is kind of nice. So I think I'm just going to take the Undying Evil. Passing like a Strangleroot Geist, which is good. I mean, these packs are pretty good. But, yeah, I think I'm just going to go with the Undying Evil. I'm definitely not going to be a Strangleroot Geist deck after these first two picks. Now we get a nuttier than nuts Fires of Undeath. I think I'm just going to take Fires. Even though it puts me in 3 colors, like... there's a possibility that I could get like an Altar of the Lost or something, and I'm not going to take a foil Harrowing Journey over a Fires of Undeath, no matter what deck I'm in. That just doesn't seem right. Yeah, I mean, and Fires is pretty nuts. So here the pick is going to be Chosen of Markov or Falconwrath Torturer. I actually like both of these cards, and I will pretty much always play them in if I'm in black, but I think I like Chosen a little bit more. I mean, granted, the Falconwrath Torturer does activate the Chosen of Markov, by letting it flip, and it's also a little bit better with Wake Dancer because you can trigger Morbid that way, and he works with Undying Evil, but still, Chosen of Markov is actually, I think, that good that despite all of those things, I'm still just going to grab it. So here... So I really haven't seen much white, so that could be an indicator that... I mean, I did pass some good white, but, like, that was just in the opening couple packs, and there were just good white cards in those. So here the choice is going to be Undying Evil or... like a Rack with Madness. I really like Screeching Scab, but I don't want to go into blue, and I think I'm just going to try and stay on color with this Undying Evil. Yeah, I mean, I think Erdwald Ripper would be a little bit better given what we have, but at the same time, this is also just a monocolored card, and Erdwald Ripper is not easy to, to splash if your deck isn't... Yeah, so here there's a Faithless Looting and a Rack with Madness, and I guess there is the possibility that I could go into some kind of a Burning Vengeance deck because I do have all these cards. I think I'm going to take Faithless Looting because if my colors end up being a little bit strained, it's nice to have something like Faithless Looting if I didn't want to, like, play white per se, because then I could, even if I drew the Lingering Souls and wasn't, like, running any white sources, I could still just discard it and flash it back. So I think this is going to be a little bit better than the, yeah. And in this pack there is another Faithless Looting, or there's a Heckling Fiends, or there's a Niblis of the Mist. And I think I'm just going to take Niblis of the Mist. Again, I would rather be black-white, and, like, I do have one good red card, but this is also part of a black card, and I don't even have to play Faithless Looting. I didn't really take it over anything. Here it's an Evolving Wild or a Harrowing Journey, and I actually do like Harrowing Journey, but I think I might wheel one of the other ones, seeing they're going so late, and this might be an Evolving Wilds deck, because I may be trying to splash something, like, splash a mountain for Fires, or something along those lines. Preferably splash a mountain for Fires, as opposed to splash a white for Lingering Souls, because Lingering Souls is a better card, and I'd rather just be black-white. Here... I think I'm just going to take, like, a Bar the Door. I mean, it's a marginally playable card, and I'd like to give people the idea that white isn't coming back. Wow, so this is kind of interesting. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be black regardless, so I think I'm just going to take a Harrowing Journey. I think I like it as much as Rack with Madness, and yeah, I'd rather not be heavy black if I don't need to be. guess I'll take a Mystic Retrieval. I mean, this could go in, like, some kind of fun deck. Like, I'm picking up these cards because these could all, be cool with Burning Vengeance or something. So this pack was a little bit strange. I mean, one thing I've noticed about Lingering Souls is despite being insanely good, it does tend to make your deck a little bit awkward because, again, you are committing to 2 colors with your first pick. And while I do really like both of those colors, it's still a little awkward. So here's a Mirror Mad Phantasm. I don't think this card is... It's not really insane, and I'm just going to take a Victim. Like, there's no real point in even explaining that. Like, it's a good card, and I certainly like it in some decks, but Victim is Victim. And again, I think I'm just going to take a Deadweight. Like, I'm not trying to move into blue, and I could try and move into red with, like, this Geist Flame, and this would be good if I got, like, a Burning Vengeance of some kind, but I didn't get an Altar of the Lost, which is a pretty crucial card in decks like this. But, yeah, so I think I'm just going to take the Deadweight. I think it's just a better card in general. And Deadweight is, I don't know, Geist Flame can be better than Deadweight, and it certainly can be better given the deck, but I'm definitely going to be black, and again, these are up for debate. This is kind of like whatever, I don't know, kind of exciting deck I want to build on top of like a black foundation. Wow, this pack is real good. I think I'm just going to take an Abyssinian Priest. I still would like to be white, and I might actually wheel something out of this pack. Like, Elite Inquisitor is good, but I'm not trying to have the awkward mana, and I think Priest is actually as good as Elite Inquisitor. I mean, he's a nice guy who, like, beats down, but a lot of the time in board stalls, he actually doesn't do anything, because they might have, like, I don't know, a Fortress Crab or some kind of a human that's big, and it won't even really matter. Yeah, okay, I'm going to take a Cloistered Youth and be very happy about it. Again, if this were a paper draft, people could actually see me take this card, which would be kind of nice. But, yeah, I think it's still good. So here the choice is Doom Traveler or Walking Corpse, and I think I'm just going to take Walking Corpse. Again, I want to stay primarily black, and I think it's better than Doom Traveler, despite the fact that Doom Traveler comes back. Like, Walking Corpse is a 2/2, and Doom Traveler is only ever a 1/1. So unless you have, like, equipment or you're that kind of deck, I think Walking Corpse is generally a little bit better. Wow, this Fiend Hunter is so late. Oh, man, well, that's exciting. And, again, I actually could wheel something out of here, like, yeah. But I'm just going to slam the Fiend Hunter and be really happy about it, because that card shouldn't be going that late. So I think at this point I might hide the Faithless Looting. And I'm going to just take a Village Cannibals. This deck already has some humans in it. It's got, like, Wake Dancer, Fiend Hunter. Oh, wow, this deck actually has quite a few humans. I mean, I guess this isn't a human for very long, but yeah, still, I'm just going to take the Village Cannibals. I actually like that card. It's pretty reasonable. And then we've got a Disciple of Grizzlebrand, which... That's good with Undying Evil. I guess it's good if I get this, like, if I get the Cloistered Youth, like, Bonds of Faith or something when it's flipped, because that does happen. I guess it's okay. I mean, it's pretty good with Fiend Hunter, because I can play it, then sacrifice it, and all that good stuff. Disciple or Bellringer? I still think I'm going to take Bellringer. I like him better, and I think there's more of a chance I'll get a late Disciple. Well, in this pack, I actually am going to be taking a Rotting Fen Snake. But yeah, I think it's going to be the shiny Rotting Fen Snake. I could take Desperate Ravens and try and go with the cool flashback deck, but I just don't think that that's happening. I haven't really seen anything to want to, push me in that deck. So I guess I'll take a Corpse Lunge and hide it immediately because I don't like this card. A sweet playable Silver Chase Fox. I really like Silver Chase Fox. I always play it when I have it. Okay, Rare Draft. I have a million Rooftop Storms. It doesn't matter. You can... Like, my philosophy is when you're not going to play either of the cards and both of the cards are bad, like, I wouldn't mind other people playing those cards, to be completely honest. So I'd rather just take something, mildly cool that I'm still never going to use, but at least it's a rare. And then Curse of Oblivion, that comes in once in a blue moon, but if you are against the Spider Spawning deck, this actually is really good. I've thoroughly owned people with Curse of Oblivion before, because the Spider Spawning deck is just, it's so, uninteractive sometimes, that that's really one of the only ways to interact with them apart from just beating them down. And if their deck is well made, the spider spawning tricks are usually faster than you can kill them, which is, pretty brutal, but true often. That was me opening a Coke, by the way. So here I think it's just going to be a Galvanic Juggernaut. I mean, this pack has lots of good cards in it, and I will probably wheel a white card, I'm guessing. But yeah, Juggernaut is you know, the Juggernaut father. This thing just like beats down and is really good. And here I'm gonna snap up a Falcon Wrath Noble. This guy is another just insane 4-drop that, yeah. One of the things, like, Falcon Wrath Noble, he doesn't appear to be as good as he is. But he really just takes over the game, and, like, he's pretty insane. So here I guess I'm just going to take a Morkrut Banshee. This is looking an awful lot like a deck I had that had Moan of the Unhallowed in it, so let's hope I get one of those, because, yeah. You know, decks with Lingering Souls and Moan of the Unhallowed tend to be pretty insane. Yeah, again, I might have so many playables that I just don't even need this Fires of Undeath, which might actually be the case, because I do have a good amount of stuff. But here I'm not going to try and go into blue or anything, so I think I'm just going to take a Walking Corpse and hope to maybe wheel one of these white cards. Yeah, I think, ooh, every time, unfailingly, every time I have asked to, like, get this card, or been doing, like, a video and, you know, commented on maybe getting a Moan of the Unhallowed, I've gotten one, and I love that, because this is my favorite uncommon in the set, which is why I always talk about it. Yeah, so this card is hands down just bonkers in this deck, and it's just good all the time, so yeah. Going to Windmill Slam a Moan of the Unhallowed. That's the kind of thing that, like, you stand up in, like, a paper draft to put that into your pile, just for no reason. And here's a Disciple of Griselbrand. I was kind of hoping to maybe get, like, some kind of an equipment, but I don't think I saw any, like, silver inlaid daggers going around. But, yeah, because, I mean, that would be pretty reasonable in this style of deck. I mean, it certainly doesn't need it, and I could certainly just, you know, kill people without that, but I think it'd be pretty good. This pack is pretty unexciting. I think I might just take, like, a Brainweevil. The rest of these cards are just so bad. Like, I think I'm just going to take a Brainweevil. Now we have sick Unburial Rites for our, yeah, for the white-black deck. I mean, okay. There's nothing else really in this pack. I'm not sure how insane Unburial Rites is in here, but it's gotta be pretty good, right? So I'm gonna go and hide this Brainweevil, hide this Fen Snake, hide the Cobra Commander over there, hide all these bad cards. Not many of these are bad cards, though. So the choice here is really Moment of Heroism or Thraben Sentry, and I'm kind of thinking Thraben Sentry. Like, this isn't really a Moment of Heroism deck. Like, I just don't really care about Moment of Heroism, and Thraben Sentry seems pretty good. There's a nice foil Smite the Monstrous, alright. Get her done. So, weird, not very flavorful Manor Skeleton. Gonna call him Woodhouse or Bonehouse. Bonehouse. Corpse Lunge, I guess. I'm not gonna play the Corpse Lunge, but okay, this is gonna be a pain in the ass, so I'm gonna cut this. Like, some people probably wouldn't think to bring in Grave Bramble, but I have definitely brought in Grave Bramble against, you know, decks like this that are fast and aggressive and just to troll them, and it ended up working out really well. So I guess I'm not going to be playing Sweet Fires of Undeath, but that's okay. I mean, the rest of these cards are quite good, so I think I'm pretty happy with that. Oh, also, I wasn't even thinking about this, but whenever I took something over a Moment of... the Thraben Sentry over the Moment of Heroism, I do have double Undying Evil, so I really don't need more combat tricks. I wasn't even really thinking about that at the time, but yeah. I was thinking in a vacuum, like, Thraben Sentry is still, like, a better card, but... yeah, so let's see what we got here. This deck has a lot of snap playables, actually, which is very nice. Like, this is definitely going to be a deck I have to make cuts on. Oh, man, and I get to play two of my favorite cards. I get to play my favorite uncommon in Dark Ascension and my favorite uncommon in Innistrad. That's always fun. So Silver Chase Fox, Abyssinian Breeze. This card's actually, like, one of my favorite sideboard cards. This thing is really good, because the fact that it just kills a creature a lot of the time, because some decks are just, like, packed with spirits and whatnot, including this one. I guess one thing to note about those packs was that I don't think really many of the white cards wheeled. Like, I think I wheeled a Silver Chase Fox, and that was about it. So that might mean that there's other white drafters, but I don't really feel cut at all. So if there are other white drafters, I think I still got kind of a sick deal. Okay. And so Disciple, what are the other cards that I might play? I mean, this is 24. I thought this was 23. That's actually tough. Maybe just cut the Harrowing Journey? Oh no, as I move the Harrowing Journey, there's an Unburial Rites. How good is Unburial Rites in here? It seems kind of slow, honestly. Like, it can get back little weenies. I guess I can get back a Fiend Hunter, which is nice. It can get back a Wake Dancer, which is nice. It's actually better than Moan in that sense, because you can, Unburial Rites that you can get back Juggernaut. I mean, my creatures aren't really that exceptional in this deck, but I'm thinking Unburial Rites is still probably better than Harrowing Journey. I could be wrong about that, though. And then I think all of these cards are better than Disciple of Griselbrand. I also do want to cut like a 5-drop, because I'd rather keep this deck a little bit more aggressive. And I guess there are only 15 creatures, but one thing I love about drafting sweet decks is there's more like 17 creatures, because one of them is Lingering Souls and one of them is Moan. And yeah, and those both flash back to make even more creatures, so that's like 19 if you want to count it that way. And this is kind of like a creature. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and add lands and commence with